America now owes more than our entire economy produces in a year, and it's quietly showing up in your mortgage rate. Here's the news, the math, and the move Florida just put on the table. This week, the national debt crossed $40 trillion. Our economy produces about $32 trillion a year. We officially owe more than we make. Let me shrink this down to a kitchen table. Imagine a family earning $100,000 a year. Every year they spend $132,000. They borrow the gap. They've done it so long that today they owe $715,000, and the interest alone $21,000 a year, more than a fifth of their income before a single grocery. That family is the federal government. Same ratios, just add some zeros. Now, here's why this lands in your doorstep. The government funds that gap by selling treasury bonds, and when it needs to sell this fast, it has to offer investors higher yields to keep them buying. The 10-year treasury yield is the benchmark your 30-year mortgage rate is built on. Yields up, mortgage rates up. It doesn't matter what the Fed does with its rate. This is a separate force, and it only points one direction while the borrowing continues. So, the people waiting for rates to drop back to 3%, they're waiting on a government that just added $1 trillion of debt in 5 months to suddenly stop borrowing. I wouldn't bet my housing plans on that. The rate you can lock today may be honestly the rate you'll wish you had later. And remember, you marry the house, you date the rate. If rates ever do fall, you refinance. If they rise, you're already locked. That's the asymmetry. Now, the Florida part. This November, we vote on the largest property tax cut in state history. If it passes, the homestead exemption on your primary residence jumps to $150,000 next year and $250,000 in 2028. Homestead properties only, your primary home. And there's a data that matters. Establish Florida residency by December 31st. And you're eligible for the exception schedule when you buy and homestead. Move here after January 1st, you still get an exception around $50,000, but you wait years to unlock the full amount. That gap is real money every single year. And look at the risk. If the amendment fails, establishing residency costs you nothing. If it passes, you protect yourself. There's no losing side to planting your flag early. So that's the news. Washington's spending is the force you can't control. Locking your rate and your residency is the part you can. If you want to plan for buying or moving before December 31st, DM me the word Florida and answer me this in the comments. If your household ran its budget like the federal government, how long before the bank called?